Hello everyone. Today I thought I would do a makeup and skincare video routine. This is my most requested one and the one up on my page is very outdated. I don't do any of the stuff in that anymore. I don't really use some of the products. So I thought it would be better to do a more updated version. I will have to keep my voice a little bit down just as it's relatively early and everyone else in my house is still asleep. But hopefully you can hear me along with the birds outside. I have my window open and my tulips behind me, which make me feel like it's a little bit closer to spring, even though all of their petals have completely dropped off. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so it's not tea today, it's a coffee, which I'm gonna try. I haven't had instant coffee for a very long time, but I just thought I would run through what it is that I do on a regular basis. This isn't gonna be like a glam makeup routine, it's just gonna be my everyday one. I'll talk you through my products, what I like, why I like them, what works for me. And yeah, I'm not doing it in the bathroom because I don't actually have any like cleanser or anything. So normally all of my stuff happens in my bedroom, and so it makes more sense to do it here. I always have to put my hair up, first of all. I think I prefer these to like a hairband. I think a hairband just really freaks me out when it gets wet. It just makes me very uncomfortable. These things are fantastic. They just keep my hair out of the way and make it so much easier. I actually think it's really good that I am having a bit of a breakout. I've got one coming here, one coming on this side, because it's just, I don't know, it makes it a bit more realistic. And sometimes I have done makeup routines in the past and my skin has been having a really good day, and then it makes it look like that's what works best for me and that I'm just really lucky. But actually I do also have breakouts and it does happen, so it's definitely coming along. Morning and night, I will always take off my makeup with the Garnier Micellar Water. This is just the most bog standard one. I do it at night time, obviously, to get off my makeup from the day, but I do still do it in the morning because I have a really bad habit of rushing and not taking off my mascara properly. And there's always, or nearly always, makeup still on there. Annoyingly, there actually isn't today, but I think that's because I didn't wear any yesterday, so I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt. But normally, I don't take it off very well, and there is makeup still left on there. Then, as only a nighttime thing, so I'm not going to be doing it now, but I will still run you through it, I would firstly use the Ordinary Glycolic Acid on a cotton pad and just do exactly what I did with that. This is fantastic. This is like my gold mine. It's almost run out. I don't know if anyone knows what it is, but I used to suffer really badly from milia or milk spots, which come in kind of this region of your face. They're little white hard lumps and they're really, really hard to get rid of. This stuff is brilliant. Apparently you can put it on like under your arms, or like if you have darker pigment, you can put it anywhere, I'm pretty sure. It's just fantastic. Although don't get it on any cuts or like freshly, it's so grim, but freshly squeezed spots, because it will burn the hell out of them. If you need a new skincare, add this to it. And then because it will make my face flare up and go a little bit red, I use the Simple Soothing Facial Toner. Again, literally just all over, and that's basically my skincare routine. I used to smother my face in serums, loads of moisturizers, and I found that actually that just makes me break out loads, which is really annoying because I have mixed condition skin. So some of it's oily, some of it's dry. So during the daytime, I want to put loads of moisturizer on, but then all it does is give me spots. So it's like, which one do I want to have? But I found that that's the best skincare routine for me. During the week, I will also do face masks, not as often, probably about 2-3 times a week maximum. Use a little face spatula, it's a lot more hygienic than with my hands. And this is my current face mask that I use. It's the, okay, I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, Annery green tea clay mask. I'm gonna put the spelling so that if anyone wants it, they can find it. It's this one. I use it all the time in my videos and it actually works really, really well. But obviously I don't do it too often, otherwise it will ruin my skin. Also at night, I do facial rolling. Now I don't know if this actually does anything. I'm not being funny, I haven't really seen any results. I more do it because it's really, really cold. So if my skin's a little bit puffy, which recently my face has been, I don't know why, I've been told if you eat a lot of salt or a lot of sugar, then your skin gets really puffy. But I feel like that's one of those things that they'll tell you, oh, cut down on your salt or eat less salt. This is what happened when I stopped eating salt. But it's like, stopping eating salt is really, really hard, and stopping eating sugar is really, really hard. I think there's a lot of other things that come into it. I think that's a big thing of mine on TikTok, when people say, oh, I did this, I walked 10,000 steps today and I went from this to this, and it's like there probably were other factors in there. And all it does is give people like false hope when they look at these TikToks, not to mention that genetics play like a really big part in it. And all it does is give people false hope, including me, that just, you know, doing 10,000 steps a day will make you go from this to this. So I haven't seen any results from it so far, but it's very relaxing to do. Up next is my makeup bag. I have a lot of makeup, like a lot. I used to have a flowery small little makeup bag and it just did not work. So I stole this from my nan who had loads of them. She was like, look, I don't need it anymore, take it. It's a massive Elemis bag. As you can see, it's, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty packed already. So it's quite useful that I've got this one already. Yeah, it's all stuffed in there. So the first thing that I will always do is moisturize. I spent years trying to find the perfect moisturizer. I used to use the Nivea one and then got told that Nivea tests on animals like really badly, so I don't use that anymore. And then I used one from Typology Paris, which I don't know if you've heard of. They're a really, really good brand. If you need a new moisturizer, go and get theirs. But it is a bit more on the pricey side, and then when I go to uni, I can really afford anything else. So I got the Ordinary moisturizer. I think this cost me £8 and I bought it probably about 3 months ago and I've barely got through any of it. This stuff is fantastic. As I said earlier, I don't use a lot of moisturizer purely for the fact that I don't want to break out. But the areas that my face gets most dry is probably my cheeks and my eyebrow area, like all here and like this bit of my nose. So I always make sure to like rub in circles to actually get it in. I think I saw that on TikTok and it's like a game changer. It's really funny actually, because when I was younger, I used to only buy skincare for the packaging. So like I used to buy a lot of Glossier, which does actually work most of the time, but the stuff I bought didn't happen to work and I still kept it. And I used to buy like all the fancy like vintage skincare and makeup. And now as I've got older, I'm like, why would you do that? Just buy the stuff that actually works. Now that is all rubbed in, I normally let it sit for about 2 minutes, but if I'm rushing, then obviously I don't have time and I have to go straight on to the next steps. Then I use the 5% vitamin C glow drops from Typology. I also use their vitamin C serum on my skin, but I stopped using it for a little while in the winter because I forgot about it, to be honest. And then now I've checked and the expiration date is like coming up, so I don't want to use it in case it affects. But if you also need a good vitamin C, then use that. You have to be really careful with these because they really show up. You don't need as much as you think. Don't know if you just saw that, but I have had these for ages and there's still so much left in the bottle because you don't need much. This might only show up in like really obvious lighting, I don't know, but all it does is make your skin look a lot more glowy. Okay, you can't actually tell, but it works really, really well. It just kind of, it gives a bit more life to your skin, which I kind of struggle with. I just think sometimes my skin can look a bit bland. Also, vitamin C is really, really good for your skin anyway, so I like the fact that as makeup this has skincare properties in it. But yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but it does make it more glowy. After that, I go in with concealer. Now, I do really, really want to get a face tint. I know the Body Shop do one, and I know Fenty do one that is a lot more lighter coverage than foundation, but I think they're in the like £20 category, which I really can't be spending right now. So till then, I have my concealer. This is the one that I have bought now for I think about 4 times in a row. This is the Body Shop Vitamin C Concealer, and I have it in the shade Light 1W. I know all I do is talk about this concealer, but it is literally the best concealer I've ever used. I don't do heavy coverage concealer. I find it doesn't really work very well on my face. It seems to separate and do that thing where it doesn't matter how much you blend, it doesn't go in. I generally think I just suit lightweight concealer a lot better. This one also having vitamin C in it. Smells like oranges, not to mention, and it goes on your face really, really easily. I'm running out now, but It's got like the world's cutest little applicator, and I do like them as well because not only are they cruelty free, but they offer student discount. So I think this is £17 by itself. Then I get a student discount, and then I am a member, so I also get rewards. So I think I pay £13 for this instead. So if you're a student, the Body Shop will be like your new best friend. This one on my chin here is really painful, so I can just tell that that's not going to be that enjoyable when it first comes up. This is like putting like butter on your face. Don't really know how else to explain it other than the fact it's really smooth. Oh, this side of my face is showing up absolutely everything because of the light, and this side of my face is in complete darkness. So it would be really useful if I had a mirror, like a little one, to do this, and then I don't have to look directly in the camera. But this will make do for now. I used to try and be a concealer brush type of person, but it never seemed to do anything. And I also don't wet my beauty blender because I tried once and it didn't work. I'm probably doing something wrong. I don't really know how to do my makeup. It's a bit dirty. I should probably give it a good old clean. If anyone knows how to make your beauty blender damp but not just remove your makeup, please tell me. I think I need to use setting spray or something, but I also don't have that. Like, I know I bang on about it loads. I just feel like this has given such a glowy finish to it, and whilst it obviously doesn't have insanely thick coverage, it's still covered up everything and keeps it in a very natural look. God, at this point they should just hire me because all I do is talk about it. Covering up the dark circles that don't show up on camera but very much show up in real life. I feel like that's just the look of being a student, like you have to look a little bit tired. My eyebrows are really no secret. I will be completely open with what I do with them. I don't get anything done. I pluck a few straight hairs if I want. This side, in my opinion, is missing like a big old chunk of hair here. It just doesn't, obviously the lighting's different, but it doesn't, I don't think my eyebrows are dark enough compared to my hair. I just don't think that they show up very often. So normally I go in with a clear mascara. This one's from Collection because it's really cheap. And then I take something like Vaseline and just put a little bit on there to hold them in place. Only problem with Vaseline is you can never open it. So I would put Vaseline just here, just to hold them in place a little bit better. Then normally with a little tiny brush, I would go in with this brown shade in my palette from Flower Nose. But to be fair, I'm not really doing anything today. I'm just going to be sitting inside. But normally I would fill in this tiny little gap here and maybe the front bit of my eyebrows just to neaten and tidy them up. But for the purpose of today, there's not really much point, and you probably can't even tell it makes a difference. It's all just in my head. Okay, now is where it starts to get interesting. I have a little blush collection going on. This is my Rare Beauty one. Okay, I just got a 10% warning notification. No, I just got a low device storage notification, so I really hope I can finish the rest of this video. This is my blush collection. This is really pigmented, my Rare Beauty one, so I don't actually normally use it, but it's kind of like my little travel one. This Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Blush and Glow Guide palette has a highlight in it as well. Oh, there I am. This is such a nice blush, but I really only use it in the daytime if I'm in a little bit of a rush. This is my go-to. This is the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand from Charlotte Tilbury again. My friend gave me her one of this that was almost run out, and I used it until literally there was nothing left in there, and it is my favorite thing ever. I nearly always go overboard with it because I just think it looks so nice. And I use my fingers because I find that when I do it with a beauty blender, it just kind of takes all of the product off my face. This is probably like one of the best investing things, although the problem is about £30, so you do have to have a bit of money to just like splurge on it at the beginning. I got this at Christmas time and it has lasted me a really long time so far. I don't know how obvious this is on camera. It might show up when I watch this back, but hopefully you can see the difference it's made. It's like the prettiest thing ever, and I nearly always, as I'm doing here, go back and add some more. Then from there, it's time for my eyelashes. I have to use an eyelash curler because mine are just a little bit crap and just point in all 50 million different directions. Every time it makes me sneeze, so I could not tell you why I do that. And it's only ever one. Like once I've done one, it's okay. As for mascaras, I also have 3. I used to use a combination of these two from Barry M. This is the Showgirl and Feature Length mascara. These were my two go-tos. They were only $4.99. If you're looking for a good drugstore makeup, go and get these two. And then they started running out, so I thought, oh, I would try a different one just to see if there's any improvements. So I tried the e.l.f. Lash and Roll mascara, also for the same price. This is good, although I have found that my eyelashes have started falling out more. I don't know if that's due to me wearing mascara more or due to this specific mascara, but I reckon I'm going to go back to my Barry M ones after. But this is equally as good, so if you happen to have those, please let me know if you think that this is just you, if you think that this is just me that happens to find this, or if this is an everyone thing. I don't wear mascara all of the time, just for the point that it does kind of mess with my eyelashes and they do tend to fall out a little bit more. My eyelashes are like very non-visible without mascara, so I do kind of feel like I have to wear it sometimes. This is not the best mascara application I have ever done, but I did have to do it like this close to the camera. Obviously, normally I would be looking in the mirror, so it'd be a little bit better than that, but we're gonna have to work with it for now. Also, a quick coffee break because I realised this is basically full and I haven't had any. Then it is time for powder, purely for the fact my face tends to get very oily. I would sometimes put highlight on from that Charlotte Tilbury palette I showed earlier. Again, highlight is like a going out thing for me because the blush already seems to have quite a lot of glow in it. I don't really want to overdo it and just look like a disco ball. And then I also go in with bronzer. This is obviously like more of a thing that I would do in winter. In summer, I don't need the bronzer. This is also from Collection. Both my powder and bronzer are, because I don't really use them enough to need a fancy brand for it. These brushes, by the way, they're from Superdry. I've had them since like year 6. They don't even have the logo on them anymore. I should really probably get some more ones because this one's a little bit mangled on the edges. Finally, it is on to my favourite section, which is lip products. Now, I happen to have a lot of these. I never used to be a lip product person, but I am now. So I'm going to go through my favourites, what I like about them, when I wear them, what they look like. If you're not interested in lip products, then I will put a timer you can skip to in the video so you don't have to watch it. But for those that are interested, I'm going to do the video now on that. Number one, someone had to say it. Vaseline. These are my two favourites. I'm not a fan of the cocoa one. And I do like the pink one, but the texture kind of makes me feel a bit strange sometimes. The aloe vera one is my favourite, and this one is obviously just the bog standard. They're really, really good. I put them on all the time, and I do use them for my eyebrows. Any Glossier fans will know that the old balm.com was fantastic. They were like my go-to. Then I have been told, I haven't used them, but I've been told that they ruined it with the new formula. I have the cookie butter balm.com from the old formula. This stuff is so good. It actually smells like a Biscoff cookie. But it is brown, which is obviously like harder for me to tailor for my colour palette, but it's really nice. But I was really, really disappointed when I found out that like they don't do the original balm.com anymore. So I had a look, and Dr. Paw Paw, which I think you can find in Boots, Superdrug, but I get all of mine in TK Maxx for about half the price. These, oh my god, I cannot tell you how good these are. I carry these everywhere with me. 2 of them have basically run out, and then I got this tiny little mini one in Leeds, which is good, but the applicator is really tiny. These are just like the original balm.com. This is the unscented and completely like clear version. They do them in different colours as well. This stuff is fantastic. Honestly, if you want a replacement for balm.com, go and get these. I've been raving about them to everyone. They also fix any problems. So I don't think you can see, but I have eczema on like both my elbows. Really odd place, by the way. I don't know where it comes from. I have eczema on both my elbows, and it happens to get really bad in winter. I put this on it and it cleared up overnight. So if you want anything, go and buy this now. Second one is my Fenty lip gloss. This is the shade Fussy. Now I bought this ages ago because I've been seeing everyone on TikTok talking about it. Everyone seemed to have one. I really like the shade. And whilst it's really, really pretty, don't get me wrong, I love it. It's £18, I think. I find it goes sticky really quickly, and I'm so fussy when it comes to stuff like this. So this is kind of like, I'll put it on and then I'll put another thing over the top so it doesn't go sticky. It's really good. It's probably just a me thing that gets bothered by it. I don't really use this, hence why it happens to be really full, but I love the colour. So if you're looking for a nice colour, go and use this. Okay, we're entering like my favourites now that are actual lip products. This is the Revolution lip oil. Now I used to have the lip oil from Gisu, I don't know how you say it, I think there's different pronunciations, and I dropped it in the back of a taxi and I never got it back, and it was my favourite thing ever. So since then I've been on the hunt for a really good lip oil that's really cheap. This one was $4.99 I think, and it's cherry. Really nice, but it is a little bit like putting water on your lips given how like thin it is, so I do need to remember that. If you want a good affordable one, go and get this one. And now we're in my holy grail top 3. Starting off strong, we have Rimmel lip liners. I have 3 of them. They're somewhere in my room or in my bag. I have one in the shade 90s Nude and another one in the shade Pink Candy. Pink Candy is like my go-to. This one's my brown version. I think these are $2.99. I could be wrong, but these are so good. Like for $2.99, like they show up just as well as any other lip liner. This is so stressful. I've just had to delete Instagram, TikTok and Snapchat just so I can keep filming. Anyway, I've got this. Then in terms of lipsticks, I don't really wear lipstick much, but this is the Glossier Ultra Lip in the shade Pony. Not to mention how satisfying this looks. This is my go-to. It's like this brown colour and it's Olivia Rodrigo's colour as well. Okay, I don't know if you can really tell if that's made a difference, but these are like lip balms. They're really soft and they're the best purchase I can think of. And coming in strong as one of my number ones. Got this for Christmas and you can tell how much I've used it already. This is the Hangover Pillow Balm Lip Treatment by Too Faced. Nicest packaging ever, may I add. It's a lip plumper, which I didn't know. I don't normally go for lip plumpers, but I really like this. It's actually a lip balm, but it looks like it should be a lip gloss. It's kind of... I'm trying to see if I can show you. There you go. This stuff, I put it on at 10 o'clock yesterday and I didn't have to replace it until about 12:30. Now, everything else is lovely, but I have to replace it like all the time, keep topping up. This has just lasted me forever. Yeah, I'll put this on and it will just last me forever. I can eat with it, I can go outside. Now, if you wear a lot of lip products, you'll know that when you go outside, they just go cold and basically don't do anything. This doesn't do it. Can't go on about it any longer for the video because my phone is gonna run out of storage and everything. But this and Dr. Paw and this, go and invest in these 3. So that is all of my makeup and skincare routine completely finished. But before I go, I want to quickly mention, this isn't really skincare, it's more hair care. I have scalp psoriasis, which means that it gets really itchy and really dry. I know, I'm sorry, TMI, but I thought I would share. This Ordinary, I used to get the Ordinary hair serum and then I accidentally picked this one up, which is the Ordinary Natural Moisturizing Factors and HA serum for scalp. It looks a bit like milk in a bottle, I'm not gonna lie. Like, oh god, I just dribbled that everywhere. But this fixed my scalp overnight, and I literally mean the night it was really bad, I put it on, I slept with it, I woke up and there was nothing. So if you need to invest in something as well, if you happen to have anything like that, please go and buy that. Well, I really hope this video was actually useful to you. This was like ages and ages of me waffling, so there's going to be a lot of editing out. I hope this was useful for you. I hope you really enjoyed watching it and maybe go and purchase some of the things I said. And yeah, I will see you next time in my video. I hope you have a lovely day and thank you for watching.